Mr. President, I've been down here all week saying again and again, the only way that we're going to avoid a shutdown is a CR that can get bipartisan support to quickly pass the House and Senate. And we've been working nonstop to pass that common sense bipartisan CR that I put together with my colleagues across the aisle. But tonight we had a bill from the House that passed in a bipartisan way with nearly every House Democrat voting in support. And I'm now glad the Senate has been able to pass it as well and get it to the President's desk for his signature. This bill does not contain the devastating cuts House Republicans were pushing just yesterday. It does not contain the ineffective partisan border provisions they were demanding. So, Mr. President, there were good reasons to vote for it. First and foremost, it will prevent a senseless government shutdown, one that House Republicans have been pushing us towards for weeks. But this bill also meets the President's full request for disaster relief fund, and that's good and important to so many of us. It will ensure that our brave federal firefighters don't see a drastic pay cut, and it maintains current funding levels through November 17th. We know a CR is never a good long-term policy outcome, but it is certainly good to see that some House Republicans have, at the least, for this moment, given up the fruitless and cruel cuts they were demanding just yesterday. It's good to see some of those members coming to their senses. But we also have to be clear about where this bill falls seriously short, why we found ourselves in this moment, and how House Republicans' recklessness has caused so much unnecessary chaos. Because let's be clear, there is a lot of work left to do now that we've passed this bill. First, we have to absolutely do more to support our allies in Ukraine. Dictators across the world are watching. Will we stand with democracy? I say yes. The Senate absolutely will stand with our friends in Ukraine as they continue to defend themselves against Putin's brutal invasion. Because continuing to support Ukraine is not just about addressing a humanitarian crisis, it is also about our own national security and what kind of world we want to live in. It is in America's national security interest to send a strong message to dictators like Putin that they cannot just invade a sovereign nation and steamroll democracy wherever and whenever they want. And let's make sure we are crystal clear about this. There are strong, bipartisan supermajorities in both chambers have shown that they understood that. Just a few days ago, support for Ukraine got over 330 votes in the House. 3 in 4 House members.
This is serious news, friends. Many lawmakers in Congress are pushing for immediate action to improve the Social Security program. Millions of Americans are now being required to pay back relief money that they have received. But Democrats are working together on new legislation that will address this issue. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the details. Also, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Also, at the end of today's video, I will be announcing the winners of yesterday's giveaway. Several members of Congress are calling on the SSA to answer why are beneficiaries having to pay back money that they received. Many of the recipients are poor or disabled and have already spent the money. They have little or no way of repaying it. Senate Democrat Sherrod Brown, who chairs a Senate panel that oversees Social Security, told reporters, "The government's got to fix this. It's a management problem, and people there should be held accountable." Representative Mike Carey, the number 2 Republican on a House panel that oversees Social Security, called for a congressional hearing on the subject. He said, "We need to have a hearing. The general sense from members is we do have a problem. We've got to address it. We've got to fix it." Senator Rick Scott, a member of the Committee on Aging, questioned how the volume of overpayments was allowed to grow to more than $20 billion. Is somebody going to be held accountable at the federal level for, messing this up? These lawmakers and other lawmakers commented in the wake of an investigation that found that many of the nation's poorest and most vulnerable, including people who are receiving disability benefits, have been called to repay the government sums that can reach tens of thousands of dollars or even more. According to a November 2020 report by the SSA's Inspector General, the Social Security Administration recovered $4.7 billion of overpayments during the 2024 fiscal year, but ended that year with $21.6 billion of overpayments still uncollected. And in many cases, the overpayments were the results of errors by the government rather than the person receiving the money. For example, in a disclosure covering some of the programs involved, the Old Age, Survivors, and Disability Insurance, collectively known as SSDI, the agency reported issuing about $2 billion of overpayments in the 2022 fiscal year, of which about $1.5 billion was within agency control. The agency reported the beneficiary or third party provided the information we requested, but we failed to use the data to validate accuracy prior to making a payment. For some benefits, recipients are required to keep the SSA updated about changes in their circumstances, for instance, whether others are giving them food or a place to stay. Beneficiaries can lose certain benefits if they earn or save too much. For individuals in the Supplemental Security Income Program, which supports people with little or no income or other financial resources who are disabled, blind, or at least 65 years old, having more than $2,000 in the bank is generally disqualifying. By the time the government catches mistakes, years can pass, and the amount it says people owe can balloon to a staggering level. Social Security beneficiaries struggling to make ends meet describe being overwhelmed and panic-stricken by demands that they repay money they no longer have. Dear friends, what are your thoughts on all of this? How do you think that our government should resolve this? Please let me know in the comments section below. In a news release, Republican Representative Mark Molinaro said, "The SSA should fix its systems and immediately stop seeking back overpayments. Demanding repayment is unfair to the Americans who unknowingly received overpayments from the SSA, and this needs to be addressed immediately." In notices informing beneficiaries of overpayments, the government routinely asks people to repay the amount owed within 30 days. According to Yahoo News, individuals receiving these letters can appeal, ask for a waiver, or request an arrangement that allows them to repay the debt in small increments. Absent such forbearance, the government can reduce or cut off people's monthly benefit checks. Well, my awesome and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dear friends, thank you very much for being part of this community. The winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Bella Collins and Alan Foss. Congratulations to both of you. My dear friends, to claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, dear friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.